I'm going to give you a quick tour of the tool that I have developed for this assignment. The tool was developed within the Access database, the Microsoft Access database, and it's designed to do three things: assess learning, collect data, and report data. The tool was originally designed for lower school science, and it was intended to provide students who were learning in the distance mode with feedback as to their performance with regard to outcomes and, of course, their understanding of science. What this tool will do is it will allow me to send a range of questions and activities to these students, collect their responses, and assess it against a range of science outcomes. As I go through each of the questions, I'm able to, as I said earlier, map it to the outcomes and also compare their responses to what I have determined as being an expected level for each of those questions. Once I've done that assessment, I can then enter the data into this book selection form. So I will show you how that works and then step you through how I use it to obtain reports of the student's progress. So let's see what happens when I select a particular student, the book that they are working on, or the module I should say, and the book that they are working on. So I've done that. I then open the student results, and this allows me to now put into the entry form the level that the student achieved. So I'll just put in some dummy results so that you can see how this thing works. As you can see, I'm putting in some quite high results. I've missed one there, so I will go back. So this form allows me to do that sort of thing. So okay, so I've entered all the results. The next thing that I do is I can either I would normally store these results so that I have a record of how they've performed for each of the questions, which I then can map back to the outcomes. But I can also generate a report of this kind, which I then would send to the student, plus keep a copy for myself. Now, from the student's perspective, what they are able to do is look at the sample answer or sample response, and at the same time see how it fits in with the required outcome or the specified outcome. So as they go through each of the questions, they will not only get a better understanding of what the question was asking, but they can then themselves map it back to the outcome. So you will see that each of the questions are grouped under the outcome statements or the relevant outcome statements. I have also highlighted various words that I think are important from a scientific point of view and from in terms of helping them understand what one of the key things would be within the question and consequently the answer. So the student is able to look at the various answers and see what their responses should be. So in terms of assessing learning, yes, it allows me to look at how the student has performed for each of the outcomes, but at the same time it also allows me to see how well they understand the various concepts, the various scientific concepts and principles and so on that they should be familiar with as they go through the particular course. Also, of course, it allows me to provide students with additional help if I notice a particular trend occurring. So, for example, if there is a particular outcome that the students are not doing too well in, And in this case, I could, for example, pick any one of these two as ones that the students might need a little bit more attention. So this particular tool allows me to, one, provide remediation for the student, and at the same time track their progress. So as they gain a greater understanding of whatever is being dealt with under that particular outcome and in the field of science, I can either focus on something else or again make sure that I've given them extra information as well. In order to see how I've designed this tool, I will take you through that in the next video clip.